piece for Rally, you're a good girl, is going to be teaching left and right turns. Now, when you start this at home, if you have corners like your kitchen island or a hallway corner that you can start practicing around, that is going to help because it's going to give your dog a really obvious guide where you're going. What we want to do with this is teach the dog how to get their butt in again if we're turning left, or come around us if they're turning right, which they kind of already know, or they should know. So there's a few ways to do this. You can teach this with a pivot disc, you can teach this with dowels. I'm going to show you first off with her how I teach it with dowels while I'm stationary, and then I'll show you on the pivot disc what it would look like. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how I turn. However, I will say for Rally, my footwork is not normally perfect like it would be in obedience, but I want it to be obvious to my dog we're turning. And I'm also going to give her, if we're walking and heeling, a slow down, pay attention to me cue because a turn is coming up. I'm not just going to be heeling along and say left and take off to the left because she'll run right into me. So, all right, Peachy, you ready? So we're going to start with our dog. Here, with me. In heel position, standing. And if you're going to use dowels, for your left turn, it's going to be back here at their hip. And I'm going to say left. Yes. And I'm going to just take a step to the left and guide her gently with my dowels. So you'll see what it looks like when her butt gets back to you. Left. Yes. Left. Get in. Get in. Yes. And if she gets a little wide on me, I just have her move closer before she gets her cookie. Left. Yes. So I'm just taking little steps in a square around her, and she is moving her butt to the left to get in with me. For right turns, it's going to be up here, kind of at her shoulder and her neck. And I'm going to say right, yes, right, yes, right, yes. And I'm turning with my right foot first. Right, yes, good girl. For her, left and right means left and right. You could use get in for going left. For right, you could use around because it's the same concept. It's up to you. If I see a sign and it says left turn, I'm going to say left because I'm not thinking get in. I'm thinking left. So that's why I've named it that way. So again, with her, watch her left again. Left. Yes. Left. Yes. And I'm stepping right in front of her with my left foot. Left. And using my dowel, yes, to guide her butt. We're out of cookies. And we would just keep practicing this way. When I start teaching this with dogs, I do not add motion because that adds another layer of complication. I just want them to understand how to get the butt in with this one. And I want a nice solid left and right turn so that I'm not having to step miles around my dog to get them to move. I'm not having to do all this extra stuff. Now, with a bigger dog or a dog who's not as practiced as using the pivot disc and getting the butt in and turning around, doing all that stuff, or just a dog who's not as coordinated in general, it's going to be a little bit harder when you start teaching this. It's not going to be so compact of a turn. It's going to be a little bit bigger turn, which is fine for Rally. Just make sure you're telling your dog, hey, we're turning. So let me show you what it looks like. We'll do another few left turns and I'll show you some right turns. Break these up with a little bit of motion. Now, when you start this, don't add too much motion too quick. Just make it super simple for the dog so they understand left and right means get my butt in or get my shoulder around. You ready? You're so cute. Come here. This is good for you. You haven't done Rally for a while. Come on. With me. Okay. So I get my dog in heel position. Strap. Good. Left. Yes. Right? So if you can see that, and we'll go the other way so you can see it from behind, but what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to just heel with her. I've got my dowel kind of neutral, and then when I say left, it's going to go back here, and I'm going to take my left turn. All right, Peachy, ready? Left. Good. Strap. Nice girl. Left. Yes. Nice girl. Right? So you see how she just moves her butt in, her front kind of stays put, and then I'm making my left turn with my left foot. And in reality, we'd probably keep going, but we're going to run out of room because we'll hit that. So left. Yes. She's like, I'm tired of left turns. So that's how I start adding motion for a dog who knows how to heel with me nicely and will stay at my side. For a right turn, same concept, difference is left, dowel goes back here, right, dowel goes up here. And I'm not pushing her, tapping her, I am now, but not when I'm training this. This is just used as an extension of my arm to get her to move. All right, ready, Peach? Strap. Nice girl. Right. Yes. Good girl. Right. Yes. Strut. Right. Yes. And you see how she kind of curves around me? So sometimes I'll do U-turns with her as well. For a right turn, I do want her kind of curving around so that she's not lagging behind me. She struggles with that. So again, strut. Good girl. Right. Yes. So Dal stays up in this area, and I take a right step to start and then keep going. All right, girlfriend, good job. So that's one option if your dog is comfortable with the dowels, or you're using corners. Same exact way I would teach it with the corners. So if, let's pretend there's a corner here, then I'm gonna turn right around like my kitchen island, okay? So same thing, strut. Good girl, right, yes. Okay, so it looks the same without the dowel, but you would just use a corner to guide the dog where you're going. Let's say there was a left turn right here. Left, yes. She's a little wider if I don't have the dowel, so for her I practice a whole lot. When I'm practicing this in real life, come here. When I've got more space, particularly, because right here we're a little cramped. Come here with me. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to start walking. I'm gonna probably say her name, or I'm gonna say ready or easy for Mango, and then I'm gonna give her her cue that we're turning. Ready, Peachy? Strut. Nice girl. Ready, left. Yes, nice girl. So that she knows a turn is coming up. So you wanna say something to your dog that gets their attention and gets them re-engaged with you. Even if they're heeling and looking at you, they're so focused on heeling nicely, they're not paying attention when you're gonna turn. So it's really unfair if you're walking up to a sign and you just all of a sudden say left and take off, you're gonna run right into them, or right, you're gonna leave them in the dust. So make sure you get their attention and let them know somehow that a turn is coming up when you practice this. So those are how I teach left and right turns using a dowel or using corners. You can do the same thing on your pivot disc. It's the same as teaching your get in or teaching it around with the pivot disc. You're just calling it something different so that they have the same concept for different words if you're using left and right versus get in or around. But if you guys have questions on how to teach your left and your right turns, just let me know. Nice.